and touchdowns. It's the Jaguars and the Browns on Monday.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass. So he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Check in on the numbers last week for Robinson. 19 carries, 89 yards.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people up and downfield.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They're passing here. Joe Burrow work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Now it's Burrow. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Coleman. It'll be a gain of 5. And it's 2nd down. Burrow will throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Burrow looking to pass. And he's brought down short by a yard. It's a 3rd down gain of 4. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball. And sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
So here are the Jaguars now with a long field ahead. And they'll be led out by their 7th-year quarterback.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. Here's Richardson to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down right around the 11-yard line. They'll run with Hill. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now a 2nd and 2. Now Richardson back to throw it. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet inbounds. Richardson. That's complete. It's Brian Thomas. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. He's got Thomas yet again complete. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Richardson looking to throw this. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. And he's run the ball well to this point in the season, right there in the mix for NFL leaders in rushing. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. Now Burrow. Over the middle, complete. That's Johnson. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Now it's Burrow. Robinson's got it. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's Burrow.
The second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Richardson looking to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. The Jaguars at 7-1 now on the year. And they've been cooking these last couple months. Winners of 7 of their last 8 games.
And as much as we hate to play this game, you know I'm going to do it anyway. Extrapolate that over a full season. What does that come out to, partner? 14-2. And anyone in the NFL, they'd sign up for that record, that's for sure.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 21 carries, 72 yards.
Well, partner, we've watched as they've reached 2 wins, 3 wins, 4, and then 5. And we kept questioning each week, how long can they keep this streak going? This team is rolling, and having someone like this who can really set the tone for your offense week in and week out is a big part of why they've been unbeatable as of late.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Now it's Richardson. That is caught. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. On 1st down, Greenfield able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Greenfield 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. Now Richardson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 34-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Michael Pittman, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Jaguars take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you talk about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
Checks this one down to Robinson. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football. 3rd and 9 here, as they've got it as we resume action. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That's caught. It's Coleman. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
The Jaguars offense and Anthony Richardson ready for this next possession. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his impressive season total as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes at this point in the season. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. They'll try the left side. Greenfield. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8. Richardson out of the shotgun.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 34-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Back to throw now on first down. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Gets this one to Hill. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Now a handoff up the middle. Greenfield. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Operating from the gun. Richardson. Holmes has got it complete.
And the Jaguars are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Back to throw. Richardson to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They'll try to run this one in. And they'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great effort there.
His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars go up by 2 touchdowns.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Cleveland offense making their way out.
And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll run again here with Robinson. And no luck at all to start this drive as they're going to drop him behind the line for a 2nd straight play. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's got his man. That's Coleman. Down to the 10.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Keon Coleman, 78 yards. And the Browns are back within a score.
They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Jaguars offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Here's Richardson throwing to start the drive. This caught. Reception by Holmes. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
2nd and 6.
Up the middle they go. Greenfield. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. He is going to find Hill here. Down to the 10. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 68 yards, as his guys are able to extend their lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Browns offense and Keon Coleman set to take over once again. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers.
The Browns drive about to get started. They begin the drive with Robinson. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Complete. It's Johnson. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Good defensive call right there, because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Richardson. Down the left sideline. Down the left sideline.
Touchdown, Jaguars. Tyreek Hill with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already over 100 yards receiving and now 2 touchdowns, CD.
Brandon, you know I don't like to play the game where you start projecting when you're at a certain point. Well, let's face it, he's off to a tremendous start. So 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't think anything's out of the question right now. He's blowing up coverages. You've got to double him every snap. Otherwise, he's going to defeat you on almost every play.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him.
The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Adonai Mitchell up near 200 yards receiving with 2 touchdown catches as well. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And it was the visiting L.A. Rams who get the victory in that one. Josh Allen, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Miami Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, well over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. We saw a strong first half out of the mobile quarterback, Anthony Richardson. He connected on 3 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters as his guys have built up a sizable lead here at the break. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback. Richardson looking to throw this.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Now a handoff up the middle.
Greenfield. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. Here is 3rd down and 4. Now Richardson back to throw it. Open man, that's Hill, complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
They'll run on 1st down.
Greenfield.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
43 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Back to throw. Here's Richardson.
It's Hill, complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Possibly a good spot here to take a shot as they come out with 3 receivers to the left on 2nd and less than a yard.
Here's Richardson to throw.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Well, his completion percentage continues to rise with that one, but sometimes you want your completion percentage to go down. Maybe you should have thought about throwing that one away.
I was just going to say, it is easier said than done, but that's where you maybe bury it at his feet, make sure he doesn't catch it.
Great call right there. Put it near the receiver, no grounding, nothing like that, but no one gets a chance to pick it off either.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Arnold Ebiketie gets there for the stop.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
Here comes 3rd and about a foot. Richardson looking to throw.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 162, tying him with LaDainian Tomlinson for 3rd place all time.
And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Now the try here for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And he was pretty much unguardable in that first half. You see the numbers there as they try to add to him here in this 3rd quarter.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Now Burrow. There's a short one caught by Johnson.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Burrow looking to pass. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10.
The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
And this will be a Jaguars first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Now it's Richardson. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now Richardson. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. From the shotgun, Richardson. Over the middle, it's Holmes. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 36. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. On first down, Greenfield. And he'll get it inside the 35.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Looking to throw. Richardson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Here Richardson yet again.
And it's caught. And this will not be enough on 3rd and 5.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop them short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
Burrow from his own end zone. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. They'll throw again from their own end zone. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hawkins. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Robinson up the middle. He's brought down after a pickup of 5, but he needed 8. 4th down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They'll start this drive out on. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And this is picked up by the Browns. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
In today's NFL, most teams don't have as many goals for the game like we used to have where you checked off your boxes. But 0 turnovers, that's a universal. And while it won't likely cost them in this game, they're going to regret the fact that they coughed one up here.
Yeah, their first blemish. They had mistake-free football prior. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth-quarter hole. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They'll try the left side. Greenfield. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. Fair catch taken right at the 10-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Now it's Burrow. He gets this one to Johnson. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Again, it's Burrow. There's a short one caught by Johnson. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch.
That one out wide and intercepted. Picked off by Christian Gonzalez. Down to the 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Extra point forthcoming. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Browns offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. The Browns drive about to get started. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. A quick throw there is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 4. Burrow will throw. And that will be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. To the air again, Burrow.
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Daxton Hill picks it off.
And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field.
And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset.
They'll run on 1st down. Greenfield.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 66 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Richardson on the bootleg here.
Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Jaguars add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The back onto the field.
And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Daxton Hill picks it off.
And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore, because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought.
Richardson looking to throw this.
Catch here, left side, Thomas. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Up the middle they go. Greenfield. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal. The tight end in motion right.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 1st down.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal.
Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. Here's 2nd and goal.
Richardson.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal here as they try to finish off their victory. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, Charles, just impressive in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the 4th quarter.
I know it seems like something we shouldn't do because the scoreboard does tell it all. But let's set it aside for a moment. This game was absolutely memorable with how they played it. Really terrific effort, really well executed. Congratulations to them.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Cleveland offense making their way out. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 117 yards rushing now, as he's done it on 22 carries. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Greenfield. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Jaguars, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.